Let me take this opportunity to greet Your Excellency, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, the President of the Prosperity Party, the Deputy President, Your Excellency, of the Prosperity Party, Mr. Tierney, the Excellency, Mr. Adam Farah, Deputy President of the Prosperity Party and Head of Main Office, leadership of the party, the esteemed delegates, comrades, compatriots, and friends. I bring you warm revolutionary greetings from the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, as led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. We are deeply honored by the invitation to be part of your second national conference, a few weeks after celebrating the 113 fighting years of the African National Congress. Let me share with this august house that in one of those celebrations in Kimberley, the Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed was with us. And till this day, the message that you rendered on the day is always quoted, spoken about, appreciated. Our participation at this important gathering is an affirmation of our shared commitment to the African cause, ensuring that the nations in our beloved continent occupy their rightful places among the nations of the world, advancing the African economic growth through the African Continental Free Trade Area, silencing the guns, and ushering in an era of peace and prosperity across the continent. Ethiopia stands tall as a proud symbol of Africa's resilience against subjugation and colonial conquests. This great nation, untouched by colonial conquest, remains a testament of the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering determination of her people, and the steadfast leadership of its forebears. From the victory of Adwa to the visionary leadership of the Emperor Haile Selassie, Ethiopia has not only defended its sovereignty, but has given strength to the broader African liberation movement. It was here in Addis Ababa that the Organization of African Unity, OAU, was founded in 1963, with the intention to form a continental base for Pan-Africanism and African solidarity. Today, we pay tribute and honor. We honor those giants of our continent and the leaders who inspired our forward momentum, uniting us in our diversity. Haile Selassie, Nkwane Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, those are people whose unwavering commitment to African unity continues to inspire us to this day. The African National Congress, as the oldest liberation movement on the continent, continues to pledge solidarity with the oppressed and those still fighting from their self-determination. Our bonds of solidarity run deep, and we stand with you in our quest for Africa that is prosperous, with all her peoples living in peace, with guns having gone silent permanently. The ANC remains steadfast in its commitment to a free, united, and prosperous Africa, working with all progressive forces in the continent to realize this lofty goal. The bond between the African National Congress and the Prosperity Party is not just one of friendship, but a shared destiny. We recognize the great strides Ethiopia has made under your leadership, Comrade President. Ethiopia's remarkable reforms, its economic advancements, and its steadfast commitment to peace and national unity mirror the ANC's vision of a united, progressive Africa. As political parties committed to transformation of our nations, our responsibility is greater than ourselves. We are entrusted with shaping the lives of millions, ensuring that democracy, development, and dignity remain at the core of our leadership of our respective people. In giving practical expression to these objectives, the African Union's Agenda 2063 is not merely a vision, but a call to action, which you stood here and emphasized over and over, Mr. President. It's a vision of a prosperous, integrated, and peaceful Africa, led by her own people, driven by its own resources. It's a vision that demands that we invest in our youth, our women, and our people as the architects of a shared future. The ANC believes that women and young people are not only the future, but the present drivers of transformation. They must be at the forefront of our economies, our politics, and our leadership structures. We cannot build the Africa we want without full participation of its most dynamic forces, its youth and its women. Africa will never be fully and truly free until all her peoples are free. The struggle of Western Sahara remains a scar on the conscience of our continent. The ANC reaffirms its unwavering support for the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination and independence. The last colony in Africa must be liberated, for Africa's liberation remains incomplete until every inch of our land is reclaimed by its rightful owners. The ANC has always championed progressive internationalism, the belief that nations must be bound by justice, solidarity, and shared prosperity. In a world threatened by imperialism, economic exploitation, and global inequalities, Africa must stand firm in her unity, bold in her convictions, and unshaken in her resolve. As South Africa assumes the presidency of G20, we must work together to make this presidency about elevating the African agenda and advancing the goals of the shared goals of the Global South. Under our presidency, South Africa seeks to advance efforts in establishing a more equitable, representative, and fit-for-purpose international order in line with the main multilateral processes under the United Nations. The theme for our presidency is therefore fitting, which is solidarity, equality, and sustainability. As the ANC, we stand in solidarity with the Prosperity Party and the people of Ethiopia. We celebrate the remarkable progress made by the Ethiopian government in nation building, economic transformation, and the pursuit for peace. Your successes are Africa's successes, and your challenges are Africa's challenges. Let us march forward together as Pan-Africanists, as revolutionaries, as comrades in the struggle, standing firm in our commitment to the realization of the dreams and aspirations of our peoples. From the streets of Addis Ababa to the hills of Johannesburg, from the valleys of Western Sahara to the desert of Namibia, Africa must rise, Africa must lead. Long live Prosperity Party, long live. Long live Pan-Africanism, long live. Amandla.